I try to imagine being a kid going home and learning that your father's is not going to be there or is gone.
Now at 6, people in Woodburn say that they are facing renewed fear and uncertainty after multiple sources tell us at least 30 people were detained by federal agents yesterday. And if you use Northwest Natural, you may have to pay more for gas starting today. We'll tell you how much rates will increase for some 700,000 users coming up.
Plus, look, it's Halloween. Everybody's worried about their costume tonight, getting ready. But let's get serious for a second. What about law enforcement? How are you going to stay safe tonight? We'll have all the information you need to know coming up right here. KGW News at Sunrise starts right now.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Friday on Halloween. Spooky. We're going to go to Rod Hill.
Did I understand this correctly, John? Because last hour, Thomas was in a haunted house.
Yes.
He almost got electrocuted.
Yes.
He almost got, in his words, butchered.
Yes.
And yet he's the one that's going to give us safety tips.
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure I'm playing along here. Here's our Salem sky camera. We have fog over the state capitol this morning, 41 degrees. That Salem down into Corvallis, the only spot right now saying, hey, we have fog. We have enough east wind still coming out of the gorge of Portland is fog free. Here's the Vancouver, the Springs at the waterfront camera along the Columbia. Being reported as partly cloudy, still mainly clear. Clouds are increasing across the area right now. The bus stop is all dry, about 48 on average. It'll be a dry school day, generally speaking. I'm just throwing out that at the absolute earliest, if your kids don't get out until about 4 o'clock, we could start to feel some really light raindrops, but I think most kids will get home before any rain starts for tonight. All right, back to you.
Thank you, Rod. New video recorded in Woodburn yesterday morning appears to show several people, witnesses say, being taken into custody by federal agents. As we understand, more than 24 people in total were detained over the course of the day. Catherine Cook brings us more from Woodburn.
Piccoon, Oregon's farm worker union, tells us federal agents detained at least 30 people here in Woodburn and more in Washington County. Right now, community members are working to support families whose loved ones are in custody. Cell phone video shows federal agents detaining people in Woodburn early Thursday morning. Multiple sources tell KGW agents detained at least 30 people and possibly more.
We are a broken community tonight.
Woodburn High School teacher Max Sanchez says educators district-wide tried their best to support students Thursday. Fifth grade teacher Tony Salm learned the father of one of his students was detained.
I try to imagine being a kid going home and learning that your father's is not going to be there or is gone.
This is home for us.
For Molly Moreno,
and it's heartbreaking.
She's not just scared for students.
It's been a very hard day.
She and others in the community have installed security cameras on their homes and won't open the door for anyone except family members.
Gosh, I'm just hoping that most of our families can stay together, and I'm praying for those parents that are trying to get out there and do their jobs to be able to feed their families and pay their rent.
For now, it's just a time to be supportive of them and to help people be ready.
Former Mayor Eric Swenson says for months, many in this community had feared this day would come.
It's a tragedy, right? It's a tragedy throughout our country that it's happening in the first place, based on a travesty of an immigration policy that's now coming to us.
In Woodburn, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
The trial of the deployment of the National Guard troops to Portland is expected to wrap up today. Day 2 of the trial yesterday included testimony from the Deputy Regional Director of the Federal Protective Service, which is the agency that protects the South Portland ICE facility. He testified saying that Portland police aren't providing the necessary help because of sanctuary laws, adding that agents are exhausted. Police have previously said that they won't engage in actions that are seen to help with immigration enforcement, like clearing the facility's driveway, but they will enforce laws and make arrests as necessary. Stick with KGW for the latest on immigration enforcement in our area and the legal battle over National Guard deployment in Portland. You can find up-to-date information on air and anytime on KGW.com and on our TV streaming app, KGW+. All right, starting tomorrow, Portland is set to resume enforcing its camping ban. So Mayor Keith Wilson says camping is not allowed in public spaces under the ordinance because the city says it has enough shelter space available now. He also says any camps that do appear can't block pedestrian access, set fires, or dump trash. The mayor is ordering police to issue citations, but says nobody will be arrested just for camping. Outreach teams are also working to connect people with shelters. The mother convicted of shooting and killing one of her children and severely injuring her two others back in 1983 is now up for parole. Earlier this week, Diane Downs appeared before an Oregon parole board asking to be released from prison after 40 years. Downs maintains her innocence, claiming a stranger she pulled over to help on a road near Springfield, Oregon, is the person who shot her children. Author and former reporter Ann Jagger, who has covered Downs' story over the years, says that she doesn't think the parole request will be successful and she can't see Downs ever confessing.
I don't think she's ever going to admit it. I think her pride is really caught up in it. I think she's a very prideful person. And no, I don't believe she will.
The parole board will have 30 days to determine whether Diane Downs will go free. Meantime, Portland police are looking for a suspect who was caught on camera robbing a liquor store while a store employee was having a medical emergency. So this happened last weekend at Bins and Barrels Liquor in Southeast Portland. At first, the man in the black jacket and red hoodie was spotted checking on the worker who was on the ground. Later, security video shows that same person in the back room where the store manager says he stole over $700.
I find those actions disgusting. To take advantage of somebody who's laying on the floor dying for your own personal greed, what you put out there will come back at you.
Yeah, so the worker who suffered a heart attack is in the ICU and still unconscious. Anyone who has information on the suspect is asked to call Portland police. Starting today, nearly 700,000 Northwest Natural customers will see their rates go up more than 5%. The utility says that increase will fund upgrades, distribution improvements, and a meter modernization program. This comes as the new Oregon state law limits rate hikes to every 3 years, bans increases from November through March, and requires utilities to explain household charges. With plenty of kiddos getting ready to trick or treat tonight, we want to give you some tips to stay safe. First reporter Thomas Schultz joins us in Northeast Portland. So Thomas, what advice did law enforcement share?
Yeah, well, I mean, China, first thing, you gotta, to stay safe, be able to say, I'm trying to stay safe out here, right? Big part of doing that. Now, first of all, a big part of staying safe on Halloween is, look, watching out for people driving under the influence. We all know that big parties are a part of the Halloween experience. Both Portland Police and the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office are making plans to ensure they're able to keep communities safe. Portland Police say they will have some extra traffic division officers work their shifts this evening, boosting patrol to look for dangerous or impaired drivers. Multnomah County is not going to increase their staffing, though there will be extra patrol throughout residential neighborhoods. A spokesperson for the Sheriff's Office says the hope is more patrols will help families and trick-or-treaters feel safe tonight. PBOT is also urging people to be vigilant, especially with it being dark during trick-or-treating hours. PBOT says it's a good idea for kids to have reflective costumes to make it easier for drivers to see them. And look, that's doubly important tonight. China, as Rod's been telling us all morning long, it's likely going to be raining during those trick-or-treating hours. So if you are out there, whether you're a parent or whether you're a kiddo, might be a good idea to have that reflective outfit on tonight. China.
Thank you, Thomas. And before we get to Rod's Halloween forecast, we want to share these cuties with you. All of these pets were submitted by you guys to our Pet of the Day email. We wish we could feature them all, but here's a look at your furry friends dressed up in their Halloween best. So if you have a pet that you want to share on the show with us, just send us their photo, their name, and then your name. We need your name to petoftheday@kgw.com. They're so cute. I just got a puppy, and I think I have to like get a last minute outfit for him.
Costume for Barry,
Yes.
right?
Yes, I do.
I'm so glad that we did that. I had no idea so many people had sent in photos. For about 2 weeks now, our Pet of the Day photos have been dogs in costumes, and we've been continuing that this morning. We've got a really fun Pet of the Day coming up at the bottom of the hour. All right, Thomas mentioned visibility, a big concern when it's raining during trick-or-treat hours. We think, as he stated, that's going to be the case this evening. This is a story at 3 this afternoon. Here's 6 o'clock, and keep in mind, This is the main rain band. If this is accurate, I think it's highly likely out ahead of this, there is light rain falling, which this is not showing. To me, the only question with the trick-or-treat hours is the following. Is it going to be just light rain, so it's not that bad, or are we going to eventually get caught between 6 and 8 or 6 and 9 with the rain rates picking up and the rain starting to come down at a pretty good clip? I'm not sure how that's going to play out, but that is the question. All right, there are pretty lights from the Tilcomb crossing atop the Wells Fargo building. We're at 51 degrees. Broken cloudiness coming into the area right now. Temperatures a few 50s, but mostly we're in the 40s, and some areas are in the 30s. 38 degrees in McMinnville. Weather map for today. I mean, generally this is a nice day. It's just cloudiness is going to be thickening up and then spreading out to the east. By mid-afternoon, we have some rain up along the north coast, and then later today going into the evening, again, we think that rain marches into the Willamette Valley in southwest Washington. 58 the high. There'll be some noticeable breezes tonight, but most of the wind with this that's really going to be noticeable will be tomorrow. And then Sunday looks mainly dry. Okay, don't forget my winter outlook. We have the long version, which is about 15 minutes. Lots of good discussion about what I'm looking at for this winter. I do have a high confidence that we will have a snow event this winter. You can find my winter outlook on all of KGW's platforms. You can also just Google it, Rod's Winter Outlook, and it will pop up as well. That's your update for now.